She's going short. Hey guys! Oops. This is the video y'all been waiting for. We're gonna do a Buzzcut tutorial. Every step is explained. For this cut I'm gonna use the wall vapor with a number 8 attachment. Let's wrap her in a cape and dive right in. See how this machine bites through all that hair in one sweep? I'm gonna talk you through this cut every step so you can try and replicate it at home or in the shop if you're watching as a professional. Make sure to catch all those hairs, to go over it several times, and make sure you follow the hair growth patterns, like on the crown area. Go in every direction to catch all those hairs. Switch to a number 4 guard and dive right in from the sides. Make sure you go up straight and don't follow the shape of the head. That way the hair from the sides connects to the longer top. You can even flick out a little to make the connection even softer. But the most important thing is to go straight up and don't follow the shape of the head. Again, go over it several times to catch all those hairs and follow every growth pattern in each direction. For the nape area, it's the same. Make sure you go straight up and out and don't follow the shape of the head. This way the crown area stays a little longer and don't start to peak up, and it looks nice, soft and rounded. Of course you do the same thing on the other side. Make sure you go straight up, and now you can see that line that's created at the crown area, which is still quite long, but we'll get to that in the next step. I just want to remove all the bulk from the sides and the back. Removing this bulk helps for you to see what you're doing. If it's shorter and there's no long hair in the way, it's way easier to see every line and every step you create. And of course for this side, everything is the same. Just make sure you go straight up, maybe flick it out a little, but never follow the shape of the head. Let's switch to a number 6. Make sure the lever is open so at its longest. And we're going to use this to blend the sides and the top and tackle the crown area. Because it's slightly shorter than the top was a number 8, which makes everything look a little more blended in, rounded off and sophisticated. I always love to blend a cut like this. So 8 on top, 6 on the crown area. Let's focus a little bit more on the crown area. As you can see, hair grows in every direction, more like a circle, so make sure you follow all the growth patterns. So go in diagonally from top to bottom, bottom to top. That way you tackle all those hairs. Now when you're done with the crown area, repeat the same steps on the other side. Number 6, lever open, and just follow the curve of the head slightly, but not go over it entirely. I switched to a 1.5 guard, which is 4.5 millimeters, and we're going to tackle the nape. Go up until the occipital bone, that's the little bump you feel at the back of the head, and make sure to flick out a little. That way you can create a nice blend already. Of course there's a length difference between the number 4 and the 1.5 we're using. We're going to blend that out even better later, but for now, by flicking out, you're blending the hair already. Make sure to follow the arches around the ear. Don't go up straight, but tilt your clipper towards the front. To blend it all in, we switched to a number 2, which is 6 millimeters. The lever is still open at the longest position, and we're going to go over the part where the line is visible. Make sure you go up about an inch to blend in the number 1.5 and the 4. As you can see, just keep repeating those steps. Follow the natural shape of the head. Now the lever is closed, and make sure you go up like half an inch to blend the inch with the number 2 lever open we just did with the number 1.5 lever open. I'll repeat the steps. In the back, it's a 1.5, then it's a 4. We use the number 2 with the lever open to blend the 1.5 and the 4, and then we closed the lever to take out that last little visible line between the 1.5 and the 2 open. Just make sure you stay low enough, and repeat all those steps, of course, on the left and the right side. After all that clipper work, I'm using my blending scissors or thinning shears to take out all the final lines. Just the comb and the scissors. You can even do it freehand, but that's a little more tricky. If you're not comfortable doing this, just make sure you keep your comb in position. Don't cut off too much at once and repeat the steps just to blend in all those lines. You can see a little close-up on how this works. And what I do is I always try to follow the shape of the hair growth and the head. And I know this is a little bit controversial, but because she has a lot of hair, I just thin out the crown area a little bit to prevent it sticking up. Next, get rid of all those hairs with the Wool Vanquish or whatever other blow dryer you want to use, but this one is brilliant, so powerful. Next, I'm gonna use the trimmer, the Wool High-Vis, to do all the edges. If you're having trouble working around the ears, make sure it don't go too high. And as you can see, I'm using my left hand to flip the ear forwards, so I have a little more clearance and space to work. If you're having a hard time working around the ears, just ask the person you're cutting to hold their ear down. I know that's not super professional, but if you're doing this at home, it's a great trick to make your work a lot easier. While I was talking about this, we already switched to the back, and as you can see, I just set out a line in the back. Make sure it's not too harsh, not too straight, a little rounded off at the edges. With doing this, it's super important to set out a line and do the rest from the bottom up, so you don't scratch your client too much. Now, while I was talking about this, we already switched to the front. I always like a nice sharp line. There was some long hair sticking out, and this is all just personal detailing, whatever the client prefers. I always like a nice sharp line. It's even slightly shorter than the number 8 we did, but you can see the shadow popping out underneath a bit, and it looks just clean and taken care of. There are 2 important things left: hitting the subscribe button to help me out, thank you very much, and styling. I used dry pomade, which is a little clay-like. It doesn't make the hair look wet, but it prevents hair from sticking up and going in directions you don't want. What a pile of cut-off hair it is. And there you go. Give her glasses back so she can see what we're doing as well. Show the finished results. Here's a little snap to the before and the after. She looks amazing.
I'll see you in the next one and you guys in the next video as well.